let's just pause for a second. This document is from 2023, so it is updated, and it's saying that this is not possible. I'm going to show you right now physical proof that these back-end conversations, these closed-door meetings, have openly admitted that it is for a fact possible, and Ripple was sitting in on these discussions. Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another CYPRX video banger. In today's video, we're going to be going down the rabbit hole, sharing some valuable information from an updated crypto assets study from 2023. Shout out to the CYPRX researchers, as always, for supporting us with these documents. Massive financial institutions and large digital asset custody providers were surveyed in this specific crypto asset study. One of those individuals being Matico, or however you pronounce it, right? The Ripple acquired digital asset custody provider. So that's going to play an important role in today's video breakdown. If you enjoyed these deep dives, smash that thumbs up button and subscribe. I'm going to show you all physical proof, at least from my perspective, that they are hinting that Ripple's XRP will be utilized in the future. Kind of just putting two and two together, showing you all that the devil's in the details via some of the things that they talk about in their panels, some of the things that they talk about in their discussions, and showing you all how Ripple is sitting in on these panel discussions where they're talking about utilizing a bridging mechanism for central banks. So we're going to start here on the crypto asset study. This is the PDF right here for those of you individuals that can't see my screen and are on the Twitter call. It's called Crypto Asset Study 2023, an overview of the Swiss and Liechtenstein crypto asset ecosystem. And if we scroll down here, this part caught my attention. This is on page 3, and it goes on to say, it's a figure, a graphic of the adoption of crypto assets in Switzerland by year. And it shows an increase in adoption since the year 2019 all the way to 2023 as of time of recording. And it says here, but the interest in crypto assets also appears to be growing amongst institutional investors. And it says this is shown by a survey conducted by SIX, while in April 2023, 11% of the 300 international financial institutions surveyed already had digital tokens in their portfolio, and 69% of those respondents plan to increase their exposure by April 2024. So I find that very interesting, considering the fact that if we go back to a previous Global RegTech Summit from 2023, which I'm going to play for you all, we had a city representative confirm that financial institutions are, for a fact, heavily interested in these technologies, and they're building an infrastructure in order to implement these technologies into their back-end system, along with a panel discussion from a State Street representative in Digital Assets Week California in 2023, where she also goes on to confirm the same information that is being displayed in this document, updated from 2023, where we're seeing an uptick in institutional interest. So just take a second. The first representative that I'm going to play for you all is from Citi. He goes on to confirm banking institutions are interested and that they are building an infrastructure in order to incorporate digital assets and crypto into their ecosystems behind the scenes. And then the second representative is from State Street. She confirms the same thing. Take a second and listen.
And you know, some really smart people were on a panel with me from other banks there. There's a lot of people employed in this place who because banks are really serious about this. We have to. We're told to by our regulator. We're going to have to enable our customers to hold, send and receive central bank digital currencies. Our customers want digital representation of art, of assets, of securities, of funds. You know, it's going in this direction. There's a great opportunity for people with your skill set to help us large organizations. There's, you know, build your own companies as well, of course, but you can really help us to get the infrastructure in place to enable, you know, blockchain-based technologies to really grow at the scale that we haven't seen before. You know, it's what I say to my crypto native friends is that, you know, it's kind of like the empire striking back a little bit. You know, the big organizations are going to use the technology at a scale that we have not seen before for this level of technology.
What? Okay, so he said building an infrastructure in order for us to implement these technologies to be utilized at a scale that we've never seen before. He confirmed banking institutions are, for a fact, interested in this technology. And those are some massive statements again. The video that I just showed you is only from 3 months ago. It's updated and has freaking only 149 views. Only 149 views, people. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Okay. So that was one confirmation via the documents that we have. All right. Where, again, in their panels discussions and in their documents, they're telling you the same thing. Now, here's a representative from State Street, Blockchain Assets Week in California, saying the same exact thing. Take a second and listen.
So with that, we follow our clients like everybody I'm sure does. And our institutional investors are really fascinated by the technology.
Quick little video clip. This is from a month ago and only has 147 views. She confirms that institutional investors are interested in the technology. So I thought that was interesting in correlation with this document. Shout out to the CYPRX researchers. I love the little tiny gems that they find. Now we're going to scroll down here to page 21, and we're going to get into the document where it starts to talk about, operationalization of crypto assets in the core banking environment. This is what we're going to get into, how this document confirms that XRP has a use case, and in my personal opinion, it's going to be utilized by banking institutions in the future as a bridging mechanism, okay? So it says, crypto assets represent a novelty for banking worldwide. In this section, we discuss the implications of crypto asset integration at banks for implementation at the heart of the bank, i.e. the core banking system, and present possible practical solutions. Now, as we scroll down here, I want to just pause real fast. I plugged in on the Twitter page. I have a pending tweet that's going to post later today that goes on to say, I plugged in this question in a chat PDF. It's a artificial intelligence program where you can copy and paste PDFs in it. And instead of reading through the whole entire 100-page PDF document, you can just ask the artificial intelligence questions about the document. Well, I asked it, does this PDF suggest that in the future banks will use crypto? And if so, please provide examples. And it goes on to say, yes. The PDF suggests that banks will integrate crypto assets into their existing environment in the future. And you just heard representatives from both State Street and Citi talking about the interest in digital assets, right? Now, the study states that an integration of crypto assets into the existing environment of traditional banks is of growing importance. It also discusses the implication of crypto asset integration at banks for implementation at the heart of the bank, i.e. the core banking system, and presents possible practical solutions, which is what we're going to talk about right now. So this is what I find very interesting because it talks about the disadvantages of implementing crypto assets as instruments. So here the document reads, and this is where we're going to get into talk about XRP as a solution, because the document says that there is no solution, but I'm going to show you all how they, for a fact, have openly admitted that they know about solutions and how Ripple was sitting in on panel discussions where they talk about these solutions, i.e. these bridging mechanisms, okay? So the document says, one of the disadvantages of implementing crypto assets as instruments is that a direct exchange between two crypto assets, such as converting Bitcoin to Ethereum, is not readily possible. Let's just pause for a second. This document is from 2023, so it is updated and it's saying that this is not possible. I'm going to show you right now physical proof that these back-end conversations, these closed-door meetings have openly admitted that it is for a fact possible, and Ripple was sitting in on these discussions. Okay, it's going to blow your mind. In traditional banking, this would be equivalent to swapping stock A for stock B. This is a transaction that can only be processed laboriously and not within the framework of standard business cases in existing core banking systems. One potential solution for this could be utilizing the functionalities of corporate action models, and it gives the blah, 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 another example of how this solution could be solved, okay? Now, right down here, it shows a diagram of how system architecture of crypto asset integration could be possible via blockchain, custody solutions, crypto compliance tools, and things of that nature, implemented into the core banking system. But here, I asked the PDF chat, please explain to me how XRP can solve this problem, right? And it goes on to say, the mention of a disadvantage of implementing crypto assets as an instrument is that a direct exchange between two crypto assets is not readily possible. However, XRP can solve this problem by acting as a bridge currency between two different cryptocurrencies. XRP is designed to facilitate cross-border payments and can be used to exchange one cryptocurrency for another. This means that instead of converting Bitcoin to fiat currency and then using that fiat currency to buy Ethereum, for example, XRP can be used as an intermediary currency to facilitate the direct exchange between Bitcoin and Ether. This can make the process faster and more efficient, reducing the need for laborious conversions and extensive developments. Now, let me blow your mind even further. Would you believe me? And in some way, shape, or form, either directly or indirectly, Ripple had a connection in this crypto asset crypto asset study from 2023, because they do. Real fast though, it says, possibilities to integrate crypto assets into traditional banking environments are given its characteristics as an individual asset class and an increasing adoption by private but also institutional investors. And integration of crypto assets into the existing environment of traditional banks is a growing importance in Switzerland and in Liechtenstein. So it literally tells you right there that this is of growing importance to integrate these digital assets into the back-end infrastructure of these banks. But right down here, if you look at all the institutions and asset custody providers that were surveyed for this event, Medico right here is listed as one of the individual participants that was surveyed on this freaking document. Now, if you scroll right down here, it goes on to mention on page 56 information about Medico, right? So right here, it talks about how Medico is an enterprise technology company whose mission is to enable financial and non-financial institutions to securely build their digital asset operations. We know that already, but right here, it talks about how in May 2023, Ripple acquired Medico, right? So either directly or indirectly, there's some information here about Ripple, and it talks about how there's no solution to transfer Bitcoin to Ethereum, okay? Let me blow your mind even further after having read how XRP can solve that problem, right? If we go to the CBDC Revolution, the future of private and public currencies in a global text panel discussion, where Susan Friedman from Ripple participated in this panel discussion from September 7, 2023. This video only has 270 views, ladies and gentlemen. I want you all to listen. Ripple Susan Friedman is sitting right in between these two panel representatives. Listen to what the gentleman says about how in the future, if central bank digital currencies are going to operate on a global scale via cross-border transactions, they're going to need a bridging mechanism in order to facilitate these transactions between central banks. Why on earth, out of all blockchain and distributed ledger technology companies that could be sitting in on this panel discussion, did they choose Ripple? Come on now. You cannot make this stuff up. I'm not an XRP maxi. It's just that the devil's in the details. I wouldn't be covering this stuff if I wasn't able to, okay? Ripple is clearly sitting in on these panel discussions, and they're clearly talking about how there needs to be a solution, a bridging mechanism to facilitate cross-border trade between digital assets, i.e. Bitcoin and Ethereum, and between central bank digital currencies. And XRP freaking provides that solution. Why do you think they were targeted? Why do you think they're in so much focus amongst the crypto community and the regulators? I'm telling you all, it's not hard to see. Check out and just listen to what this guy says. It's mind-blowing.
So if this is going to happen, if CBDCs are going to be used cross-border, there has to be a mechanism for different national CBDCs to be exchanged for one another. Technically, we know how to do this.
What? He just said, technically, we know how to do this. Ripple's sitting on the freaking panel discussion. Do you all see in the document where Medico was surveyed, and in the same document, they say that there is no solution for this problem to exchange Bitcoin for Ethereum. I just showed you all how XRP can provide that solution, and Ripple's sitting in on a discussion where they're talking about how central banks need a solution to exchange value via their central bank digital currencies on a global scale. I dropped the mic. I'm done. I rest my case. I don't know how much information I got to provide to show people that they are hiding this stuff. They don't want you to know. Many blessings to you guys as always. Be cognizant, be aware, and I'll see you guys in the next video breakdown.